ancient sages, the rishis of ancient India. And by the way, they're not all men with beards. They were rishikas, is vibrant, women rishis, hopefully with no beard. They were very vibrant. They could challenge the men rishis and tear them apart into debates. They were marvelous personalities. Some were called Gargi and Maitreyi and Vak. These were powerful rishis who wrote a lot of this Rig Veda that you just saw. And they were vibrant, full authority, fully, spiritually fully awakened. And we had this marvel. So we had ancient personalities, ancient prophets, but we are an evolving religion, a living religion. So we produce modern giants. And I'm going to give you some that will really make your hair hopefully stand up. Mine has fallen out. One such great personality who attracts me, and under whose kind of inspiration I do my work, like going to university, is called Swami Vivekananda. He came to England in 1896. He became world famous in 1893 in Chicago, in Parliament of Religion, and he became kind of world famous straight away. In fact, when India was asked to vote and put out one name of one person who is considered the spiritual light of India in the last century, the Indian public voted. I think it was the Times of India. An outstanding personality that came on the top of the list, way above others, was Vivekananda. So if you go to India in any part, you see Vivekananda standing like they're all over the place. So he has influenced that particular nation. I'm strongly inspired by him. And the reason why I'm bringing him in is this, you'll soon find out why. In 1896, he gave a talk in London called Absolute and Manifestation. Now, this is before the Hubble telescope, before Einstein got his special relativity. All these things, prior to all this language and even before the quantum and all these things, nothing was there. He was just here to use his own kind of, in linguistic, ability to project the idea of how the universe came into being. And you see and compare it with this and compare it with modern cosmology. You want science that you real heavy science. Now you see, modern cosmology, this is what modern cosmology is all about. Let's give you a heart of it first, and then we'll bring in Hinduism. Modern cosmology says this: look, chaps grow up. What is getting tiresome? We can explain the world through a science-oriented worldview which is rationally founded, is prepared to take on challenges, prepared to remove certain theories which stop fitting with facts and adopt new ones and continue to evolve. We are an ongoing phenomena. We are as honest as we can be. This is called science. And we are as, if you like, congruent as possible. So every bits we say fit well with each other. They're not just kind of disjointed. This is the enterprise of science, making sense of the world, using observation, and using our mental capacity to see if we can explain this observation and increase our power of predictability. That's all science does. The aim of science is to look for patterns in nature, then formalize a theory which will try and explain those patterns and see if that theory works in reality. It increases your power of prediction. It's not a minor phenomena. They have mastered it. The power of prediction is so good, they can put you in an aluminum tube and send you to India and bring you back alive. This is the power of science. Must never underestimate or never deride science. It has been produced durable results for humanity. Okay, it can produce atom bombs too, but it's done tremendous, help to humanity. It's a durable subject. Never undermine science. Even if you disagree with the scientist, suppose you hate Richard Dawkins, hate him, but you can't hate science. Always respect. So this science basically is making sense of the world. And this is what they discovered. They said by sending out a Hubble telescope, this is the marvelous discovery of Big Bang theory. And Roger Penrose, my professor, was one of the instigators of that theory. He said, when we look at the galaxies I'm just giving you kind of a rough idea of modern cosmology, just basics. I'm not trying to send you to sleep. When the Hubble telescope went out, started looking at all the galaxies, and you can work out at what speed they are moving towards each other or wherever. You can check that out by repeated observations. Let's say we are observing the galaxies are moving away from each other. We seem to be right at the center. Everything is moving away from us. And the further it is, the faster it's moving away. That's a common scientific idea. They say, why don't we run the film backward? We like to be in the projector, if we run the film back, it's really funny. So instead of the galaxies moving up and faster, suppose we run the film backward, what will happen? Then they say, if we do that, They all come together. And this we can actually give you the time when they hit the jackpot. 13.7 billion years ago. Everything collapses into one. Let's go to the Big Bang. This is how the Big Bang theory came into being. Just running the film backwards. And there are millions of, supportive evidences. So this is not just airy-fairy idea. There are some variations. There are some ideas now in modern science. They're not a Big Bang, but a big, it's called bump. Not bounce. So it keeps doing like this, perhaps, the world. But this is the modern cosmology. And the theoretical part is so mathematically refined, so beautiful. Elegant is the right word. He says we can explain the universe. It's not that there's an explosion. There's just a misunderstanding. There's not a bang. In reality, what I'm saying is, it's not that galaxies are moving away from each other. The space in which the galaxies exist is just stretching its arms, saying, That's how the Big Bang takes place. They say two things unfold for the creation to come into being. I'm first giving modern cosmology, then I'll give Hindus, you'll see how it fits. Two things unfold for the universe to come into being. This is modern cosmology, Stephen Hawking, Richard Dawkins, they all sign up to it. Two things unfold for the creation to come into being. We call it space and time. You say space unfolds, time unfolds. Oh yes. So if you ask Stephen Hawking, what was there before the Big Bang, you are of course tempted to ask him. What was there? Just some kind of ticker going on. What was going on? What was there before Big Bang? He said, in his own kind of unique voice, don't ask, it's a stupid question because there was no time, so there was no before, the question is irrelevant. He says, how clever, man, he's so clever. Of course you can ask him what was before, because time started with Big Bang, so you can't say what was before. It's pointless. So what a clever chap. And of course they give him all this kind of high power because of these words. Don't ask. So they seem to kind of produce a spontaneous universe without reference to a God. And still, theologians don't like to get away. They say, must bring God back into the picture. They are fixated on God. They say, but who caused the Big Bang? Somebody must have pressed the button for space and time to do that. So they're still trying to bring God back into saying that somebody must have pressed the button. Now, this is where modern cosmology sits. This is the talk I gave at Physics Society at Oxford University. See how you like this part. I said, this modern proponent of Hinduism, called Vivekananda, in 1890, look up the talk. In 1896, gave a talk in London, not in Himalayas, London, called Absolute and Manifestation. How can one become many? And just to the front page, and I was studying physics at Imperial, and I was going, how did this chap know? He said,